Hi, Virgo, and welcome to my channel, The Guided Intuitive, and thank you so much for being here. So you are up, and what we're going to do is do a read for you for the second half of November. This will be the 16th through the 30th, 2019. This will be a general read, so that goes without saying. If you would like a personal read to tap into your own personal energies, go to theguidedintuitive.com up here or in my description box below, okay? All right, so we're going to start this and see what wants to come out. I'll be talking about you on one side and the other person on the other. Feel free to reverse the messages as you see fit. Sometimes that happens. If you're not connected with the other person or the other, the who, then it could be a situation, both sides of a situation for some of you, okay? And the who or the other person could be a spouse. It could be a boyfriend girlfriend type thing. Could be a person of interest, right? Whatever is kind of you're thinking of when you come to my channel here. Could even be a friend or family member, all right? Even a child. So just note that, all right? Let's see what wants to come out for you. And I do want to thank all of you that ordered the Beyond the Read sessions. Thank you so much. We're in the process of closing out that introductory rate. So if you are very interested in eliminating some of the self-limiting beliefs that may just kind of get in the way on your journey and kind of keep you from going along on a much faster pace. We go to the root of the situation, we eradicate that, and we help you move forward on that relationship, on that situation, or just in life overall on a much more ease and just a much more skip in this step type thing, and it's a great time to do it right now prior to the holidays, so you can really enjoy that yummy energy. So if you are interested in that, check out my description box below, and then also up here. Again, it's called Beyond the Read. When you notice any sort of pattern that consistently seems to take place, this is something that can eradicate that. So do check that out. For those of you that are unsure what service will be best, whether it be a read, whether it's perhaps a Beyond the Read session, or perhaps a spiritual coaching package in terms of getting accountability in terms of your process, whatever that is. We actually, if you're not sure what that would be for you, do book a discovery session with me. I think that'll be best because then I can allow to get to understand what your situation is, and see what would be best for you, and then let you decide what is best for you as well. So there you have it. So it really helps tremendously. So you can see it up here in my description box below. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and get started. Now we're going to talk about the current situation at hand. We're going to start with you, okay, first. So where you are at right now, current situation at hand, Virgo. Here you are. Okay. Ooh, we get influence. Interesting. So this is about being very perceptive in terms of influence, right? This is about influence of the situation, as it pertains to love. You've got that dove there with a beautiful heart on it, and she's looking down on it, and she's trying to perceive the situation and see how it is influencing her and in the relationship or in the situation. So how love influences this person in this relationship or situation. So interesting. So something might be influencing it at this time. It could have to do also with the moon, the phases of the moon that have some sort of influence on you as well. But this is about influencing not only the imagination, but also with reality. A little bit of both here is what is really, really key. So just to kind of balance that out a little bit. And this is saying just to really be curious and really find out what is, and look deeper into a situation, whether it is, if it's very true. So if there's evidence for it, or if it's just, basic hearsay of some sort. It could be the case. So just be open to new ideas, new perceptions that might be coming your way at this particular time that can help you in this relationship or in this situation. And that's kind of the biggest thing. It's like, be conscious of your thoughts and the opinions and the values that are influencing your journey at this time. So if there is anything like we just talked about, getting rid of any self-limiting beliefs or negative emotions that seem to keep coming in the way, hence the discovery session for Beyond the Read. Or if it's, any thoughts, right? Any values that you tend to hold on to that might not even serve you at this time for yourself. Maybe that's changed since you were young and you perhaps, have been carrying this type of value all the way through and would not realizing, hey, I don't believe in that anymore. So kind of checking yourself in with that. And even opinions of others, just like we just, talked about, really, really tap, within and find out who, what, is really influencing your journey in this world for you right now, especially as it relates to this relationship or situation. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing. We're going to be clarifying with some tarot throughout and some other cards too. But let's take a look. Influence. Let me just pull a card on this. Let's see what comes through. Oh, nice. This is the Nine of Pentacles. So this is quite beautiful. This is actually being in deep gratitude and appreciation for the wealth that you have built. This is, the nine. So nine's about coming to fruition, right? So really enjoying all the hard work and the payoff of everything you've worked so hard for, Virgo. I mean, it's really showing up here. So that's actually quite beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So nines, again, are just all about coming to fruition. So it's really just really enjoying yourself, the gratitude, and the luxury that's it's afforded, that to you. Okay, what else? This is beautiful, especially when I see both of this. This is so awesome. You are really standing in your power. This is actually focusing on your truth. And perhaps just like we talked about in terms of influence, that you're really revisiting what is your truth and looking deeper into that, the deeper meaning of the spiritual side of things as well. After you balance out the monetary, you're really looking into that and saying, what is my truth in terms of moving forward? So this is really beautiful. Love seeing this. Let's take a look at the current situation with this other person over here and see what wants to come out. Okay, here we have it. Productivity. Interesting. So this person is focusing on the productivity in terms of this relationship or situation. They want to see something come to fruition. It's almost as if that, being focused on where your time is spent and if it's going to actually lead to something that's going to bloom into something. So is your energy scattered? Is it time to look at your productivity in terms of this relationship and situation? And in terms of your work as well, and on this side is what I'm thinking. So there is some sort of productivity is coming into play, and it's what's interesting is maybe the productivity of your time that you spend together, making the most of the time that you spend together, or making the most of the time that you meet with, maybe one side versus the other. Again, could be a work situation, making sure that you are being productive and not just wasting time, because we can be busy, but then that's not the same as being productive. Okay, there's a difference in that. Okay, so that's what this is talking about. That. So that's what I'm seeing here. Is it's just about really focusing on the energy and the experiences that have really converted into something that's really meaningful for you, and whoever on this side is, they're really taking a step and looking at that, and they're doing what they can to make steady progress. Okay, and this is just saying is that once you continue to make something more solid, transform an idea, and by taking action, you're going to see the growth in that. So that's what's coming for this person, and it could be within the relationship. Once you put a little bit more time into it, you're going to see the fruits of your labor, or it could be just the situation itself. But let's clarify this with the tarot and see what wants to come out. Let's see, here it is. New beginning. Looks like they might want to have some sort of new beginning as it pertains to love. Maybe it's starting over on a new path as it pertains to love, or starting over with some new energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus is the energy coming from this. So whether that is in this person's birth chart, you or the other person's, that could be the case. And let's see what else wants to come through for that. Let's see. Yeah, choices for a new beginning. So this is really interesting, just choosing what this person wants and then following it up with a new beginning. Okay, just making sure that whatever that they do choose is going to be productive for them in their love life or in their work life, whatever has brought you to my channel here. Okay, so that's what I see coming through. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what to focus on right now. What is it that you need to focus on right now? Let's see what that is. What do you need to focus on right now? Let's see. Here it is. Let's see what that is. Perception. Okay. Being very perceptive about the relationship and the situation at hand. Okay. So this is, again, using the third eye, as you can probably see. Sorry for the glare there, guys. So this is about using your third eye and having a keen eye and kind of being observant in this relationship or situation as to what is taking place, okay? So very, very interesting. So kind of having a little bit of a watchful eye as it pertains to this relationship or situation. Very interesting because some things might be hidden. So there might be some few things hidden that allows you that really begs of you to stand back a little bit and use your third eye, all right, your keen sense of perception, right? So that's what's coming through. But yeah, it's like the emotions might be kind of coming up and you're having to use your intuition and kind of tap into that to see what is hidden, okay? Before kind of going through that next step. So kind of taking it a little slow and watching things and being very perceptive. Yeah, to make sure that you don't put in all the work yourself is one of the big things, okay? So this is a 10 of Wands, could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. But this is saying is that to make sure that you're not doing all the work yourself. But this is coming to completion. So this is coming to an end. So you no longer have to do that. Okay. So let's take a look on this other side. And so what you need to know is that you don't have to do it all yourself. And that you to be very perceptive as it relates to this relationship or situation. Again, and to know that some things are hidden. So you're going to have to be using your third eye and your intuition, okay? So what does this other person need to focus on? What is that for them? Let's see what that is. Dependability, okay? So you're probably watching to see if this person kind of follows through, okay? Very interesting, Virgo. So this could be that this talks about dependability. It looks like two people depending on each other. Brings just beauty. It brings a lot of it's beautiful. It's like it's the root chakra and then the heart chakra. But you can see two people holding that wand together. Kind of like I can depend on you, you can depend on me, And what's beautiful, there's a beautiful lotus flower in bloom at the very top. And again, guys, sorry for the glare there, but yeah, it's quite beautiful. Yeah, it's kind of neat there. And it's and what I see there is that to be dependable, this person has got to show dependability. If this person wants dependability, then they need to be dependable. And so it's just saying that what they need to focus on now is being dependable. Why? Well, it looks like that you've got a third eye watching it, okay? And it could be for some, maybe it's for a good reason, but maybe in the past you had to do it all yourself. And so now you're kind of seeing some things that aren't coming through right. So, are a little sketchy. So you're keeping a keen eye on things. But yeah, that's what I see here, dependability. Let's take a look and clarify this on what they need to focus on. Dependability, what wants to come through. Well, they're focused a lot on their work and they're being very dependable in their work. So they're working really hard. So dependability is what they're doing. 8 is a growth number too. So I love seeing this, but yeah, that's what's coming through here. And 8 of Pentacles just talks about, being very engaging in work. Maybe they're going through some sort of training. Maybe they're going through some sort of education as well. So they're being very dependable on what it is that they do. Let's take a look at what it is that is your strengths. Your strengths. What is that? Here it is. Discernment. Well, isn't that interesting? Being very discerning about who you have around you. And in terms of making the proper decision, right? Very similar to the perception, but a little bit different. This is making wise decisions based upon that of which, what your goals are and how you feel within your heart, body, mind, and spirit. So this is saying you're being very, discerning, of who's around you, who you call friends, right? Those in your inner circle, those that you surround yourself with at work, those that you talk to and share your confidential information with, those that, are in your life, and even the food that you put in your body, okay? It could very much well be that. So being very discerning in the process, okay, which is really good because it allows you to really focus in on what you'd like to handle. I'm going to pull a peace card on this and see what wants to clarify for discernment. Anything wants to come through? Wow, action. So this is about being very discernful about the actions that you take as it pertains to this relationship or situation. So very interesting, Virgo. Well, let's take a look at this other side on what their strengths are. Okay, let's see what that is. What are their strengths? Let's see what wants to come out for them. Their strengths. Here it is. What is it? Ooh, they got a lot of magnetism. Okay, very interesting. You see two beautiful birds coming together, and that beautiful golden light that binds them both. A lot of magnetism. So this person, they're probably in this relationship. There's a lot of magnetism, or perhaps in this relationship or situation, there is a lot of that. So it's really beautiful. Two beautiful birds coming together. And it's both that they're kind of seeing the same thing. They're kind of both looking at the same thing, looking the same way. So there is some really positive magnetism here. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. I'm going to pull a peace card to see what wants to come through in terms of, for that. Again, the strengths is their magnetism. What else? They're healing. Gosh, they've got this real healing type of energy. They could be a healer as well. So note your comments below, but it could be that they are going through a process of healing, and could be that for some of you as well. But they might have some sort of healing energy as well, and it's magnetic between some of you, in this process. Let's take a look at the suggested approach. What's the suggested approach in this relationship or situation? Here it is. What is it? Listen. Ooh, very true, right? Listening is so important. Yeah. Well, in this relationship or situation, that's what's coming into play. It's just, really focusing on, hey, listen to what the other person's saying. And it's just about just honing in on that a little bit better in terms of this relationship or situation. That's what I see coming through. Yeah. So, I mean, one of the key things, of course, in a relationship or in a situation, one of the key things to remember is, listen to each distinct sound. Sometimes that's really helpful in terms of a relationship. And it's about, how do I want to say it? And to really focus in on, just focus on, if you're passive listening or you're active listening. So if you're listening and you're watching TV or watching Netflix, that's passive listening. If you are listening and that person is, of course, right in front of you, you're engaged in a conversation and you're listening. So it's two different ways. So maybe try a different form of listening on this side that could be helpful. And a lot of the times that we kind of sometimes just do that, right? So these are things to keep in mind what it is that you're doing, kind of your listening position, so to speak. Now we've got 2 ears and 1 mouth, so it tells us, hey, we've got to listen more than we do speak. So maybe it's listening a little bit more carefully as what this person is kind of focusing on right now is one of their strengths. Okay, so that's what I see here. How interesting! Wow, very interesting. Yeah. Let's go ahead and take a look at his on what is it that you need to know. Well, I'm going to go into the hopes and fears. I want to go to the hopes and fears. What are the hopes and fears? Wow. Your hope is you can trust them, the fears that you can't, especially as it pertains to love, because you got that green that resonates with the heart chakra. So trust is a big issue, okay? So you can obviously see that because we have perception and discernment. There's a careful eye on this relationship or situation at hand here, guys, is what I see here. But this is saying is that learning how to trust is going to be a very big factor in the process. So I'm just saying there that's going to be something very important. One thing too is that it's saying that you kind of need to let the walls down just a little bit, okay, in this situation or relationship. Maybe you need to build confidence in yourself first, and turn to very reliable, trustful people that you know in terms of any sort of help in this process. And just to really know, your task is not to seek love, but merely seek all barriers within yourself that you have built against it. And that comes from Rumi. Okay, so just saying, he's a Sufi, and he's actually he's one that really talks about a lot of love, and this is very, very true. So perhaps that's something for you to think about. Okay, so it could be you want to focus on having the faith to trust. And your fear is that you won't. So this is about working and pushing through that, okay? So hence, beyond the read, if that's an issue with some of you. I'm going to move to the other person on what it is that they need, their hopes and fears on their side. Let's see what that is, okay? Hopes and fears for this other person. What is it? Heart space. Interesting. So, wow. And this just tells me maybe this person is taking some space right now, guys. Note your comments below, but they're maybe taking some space to review their love situation. At this particular time right now. Yeah. So it's like they want to reconnect to themselves. They want to be guided to their truth. Okay, as it pertains to this love situation or whatever, or this situation or in this relationship. But this is about following love back to themselves first. Okay, that's going to be very, very key. And then they can walk out in peace and know how they're feeling much, much better. So it just really talks about that the person that knows best for this person right now is this person. Okay, and that's what they're trying to do, get some heart space for themselves so they can love themselves, and they know and understand what is going to be best for them. Okay, and that's what's happening there. How interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at what we want to focus in on, the potential for the future. What is the potential for the future? Here it is. Okay, you on your side? Core. So getting to your core beliefs as well. Maybe perhaps in some way, shape, or form, you may have gotten upset and had a situation where it kind of emotionally had an outburst, or perhaps just internally emotions are coming up, and some core issues that you need to take care of as it pertains to yourself and as it relates to relationships and situations, and it's left you on balance. And what you need to do is to get to the core of the issue, the core of things with you, so you can overcome this and move forward, whether it's a relationship or situation. I'm going to pull a tarot on this to see what wants to come out. Let's see what wants to come out on core. Wow, it has to do with marriage, happily ever after. Got the 10 of Cups. So this is about a happy home life, and this is about building this type of relationship. This is gorgeous, guys. Really beautiful, Virgo. So, really, maybe you're really focused on, the passion in this relationship or situation, and you got a lot of passion. It just blows your mind. It could be for some of you out there, but this is emotional fulfillment. I mean, the tens are really just talking about this emotional fulfillment coming to fruition. This is about wealth and establishment. 10 of Cups could be that you're dealing or might have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces within your sign, or the other person is what I'm thinking. Okay, let's take a look at this other person and the potential future. What is it? It's a beautiful potential future, guys. I mean, what a great way to end it. So you're gonna have to keep me posted and note your comments below. Okay, so do note that. All right, let's take a look at this other person, potential future. What is that? Let's see here, potential future. Here it is. Revolution. So this person is going through some sort of massive change within, right? Sorry for that, guys. Sorry for that. Roommate's dog. But yeah, again, so this is what this is saying. It's talking about an internal revolution that is taking place within there. And this is saying that things will never be the same again, because now this person is realizing that of which is within inside of him or her. And they're actually seeing beyond what was hidden before. Now they're actually seeing it here. So it's quite beautiful here. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Okay, we had maintenance come to take care of a few things in the place. So, okay, so as we were talking about revolution, so this person is going through a big change, and this is about not comparing his or her journey with anyone else's, but his or her own, and anyone else's markers as compared to someone else's. Because if they start comparing what they're doing with anyone else's, then they're going to miss that their time is now for their own personal revolution. And that's exactly what's happening here. So this is quite interesting. Again, that of which is hidden is now coming to light. And I truly believe, you can actually see this even below. There's a crescent moon. And, she holds the light. She's looking back at the past, but she's moving forward and taking flight into the future, So this is funny. It's so interesting because she glances just to the side, but not all the way back, knowing that her path is more important. And what she holds in her hand is the light of her future ahead of her. So this is quite beautiful. I'm going to clarify this and see what the tarot wants to say on this one. Let me just pull this one and see what it wants to say. Revolution. How interesting. Potential future. Wow. Let's see what this is. Here we go. They're in the driver's seat. So this is about taking control and taking action, moving forward. So taking action and moving forward on what's best for this person. In whatever, it's a major arcana card, right? So when you get the Chariot, this is just saying you're in the driver's seat right now. Move forth in action, strong communication. This is the balancing out between both parties as well, pertaining to action. It could be that as well too. But yeah, I mean, exactly what I see here. Really focused in on that. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so interesting. I'm going to pull Soul Trees cards and see what wants to come out. What final advice for you on your side, and then the other for you on your side first. Reawaken. Oh, this is beautiful. So it's almost like you become reawakened inside yourself, in terms of communication, also in your heart, because there's a lot of green here. So the green heart chakra and the blue is the throat chakra. Whatever forms of communication, you've been reawakened. So you might be communication that's coming through to you, that very much well could be the case. Again, this over here too could be some new communication coming through, but it's a reawakening here that is taking place. How beautiful. Yeah. And this reawakening is just renewed energy, renewed insight, and renewed passion. Okay. It could be in this relationship or situation. Anything else for you here? Reawaken. Inspire. Look how these cards complement each other. You're real inspired to move forward. This is gorgeous, okay? Being inspired to move forward, and really just kind of, inspired in this relationship or in this situation to move forward. So this is really, really beautiful. Yeah. It's about touching others with your unique point of view in this relationship or in this situation is how I see it. Yeah. Very, very beautiful. Yeah. So you might be providing guidance to someone. Someone might provide guidance to you as well in this relationship or situation. What about this other person? Let's see what that is. Here we go. Emotional release. Wow. Yeah, this person is going through a major change here. And that's what's created, the revolution inside them. The revolution of it's been, here has been gone through an emotional release of some sort. So, that's why they needed some heart space, and then so they could move forward and take the action that they need to. Anything else that will help them over here? Let's see here. Committing to their path, and whatever that is, staying grounded. It's whatever's heart-centered and passionate, and moving forward with that. So committing to the path. How beautiful. So I hope that this resonated in some way, shape, or form, Virgo. Note your comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in the first half of December. So in December. And until then, namaste.